Hi folks, and welcome to your home practice. We are going to get started right away today. And I invite you to start in mountain pose. So bringing the feet together, a little space between your heels. I like to rock forward and backwards, a little sideways, just to shift my weight around my feet. And then come to stillness. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Allow your chest to open without bending backwards. Allow your palms to turn forward naturally. Close your eyes. And just spend a few moments to tune in. Notice where you're starting from. Just arrive on your mat. These home practices, it can be easy to get distracted. You may hear noises. You may think of things to do. Try not to let those things budge into your thoughts. Try to really allow yourself this time to be present. Start to breathe a little deeper into your belly. Using your full belly breath, think of when you fill a glass of water, how it fills from the bottom first. So as you inhale, feel the air and energy in your belly, in your lower belly. Your belly will expand, your ribs expand, and then your chest. And as you exhale, as you release, letting go from the top down, your chest draws back in, your ribs draw back in, and your belly draws back in. So as you move through this practice today, I invite you to try to keep these full belly breaths with this 3-part breathing. It'll help keep your nervous system more on the calm side. It can be a more relaxing breath. And it gives you something to think about. Using an inhale, stretch both arms overhead. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. So opening up through the left side of your body, you can have your palms together, you can have your pointers free in Kali Mudra. Keep your left shoulder rolled onto your back to help keep your chest open and prevent rotating forward. So you're looking for some stretch along the left side of your body, maybe along your rib cage, down to your outer hip. Starting to waken up the spine. Inhale, come back upright, reach tall, exhale here, neutralize for a moment. Inhale, stand tall, exhale, side bend to the left. So same thing, other direction. Really stretch your hands away from your armpits. Doesn't really matter how far you bend. You're looking for a comfortable amount of stretch, just the right amount of sensation for you. One more breath here. Use your next inhale to come back upright. Exhale, release your hands. Roll out your shoulders a few more times. And from here, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Bend your knees as much as you'd like. You can keep your hands close to your low back, or you can start to stretch them away. If you're ready for it, you can work on straightening your legs, but feel free to keep those knees bent as much as you'd like. Couple deep breaths here. Go ahead and release your hands, let them dangle down, grab onto opposite elbows. Widen your feet so they're about shoulder width apart. Bend your knees so much that your belly rests on your thighs. Let your upper body just hang loose. If you want to shift from side to side, you can, adding a little rocking momentum. And coming back to center, release your arms. Using inhale, slowly start to roll your spine, coming up to standing. Making your way upright. Roll your shoulders back, lift the crown of your head, return to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, and a full breath out. Good, another deep breath in, and a full breath out. From here, inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, draw your hands behind your back. This time, crisscross your fingers the goofy way, the way you don't naturally go for. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time here. One more breath in. And exhale, release your hands down. This time, inhale, come to a half lift. So lengthening your spine. You're going to make sure you're not dropping your head down, rolling your shoulders forward. You can bring your hands to your shins or your thighs if you'd like a little extra support. Keep your gaze straight down towards the floor to help keep your neck neutral. Another inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly roll up. And exhale, shoulders back, mountain pose. So coming to the front of your mat. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for that half lift. Exhale, fold. Now walk your feet back into a high plank position. In your plank position, you want your wrist under your shoulders. You want your legs to be long. If your knees are bent, you're going to start to pull your hips down. So straighten those knees, but don't lock them. Press through your heels, press through the crown of your head, one big long line of energy. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Try not to let your belly droop down. You can always come down to your knees if you'd like a little extra support. Inhale here. Exhale to your first downward facing dog. So lift your hips up high, push them back, pedal out through your feet. So bending one knee while you straighten the other. Maybe you want to lift and lower both heels at the same time. Bending into both knees a little deeper. So whatever movements feel good to you here, take a few moments. And then come back to stillness with your feet. Inhale, look up towards your hands, shift forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Do that 2 more times. Follow your own breath. Allow your breath to be your pace, your rhythm. If you need to go a little slower, or if you want to go a little faster than I do, that's totally fine. It's your practice. So let's come forward one more time with a big inhale. Exhale, come all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Press those feet firmly into the mat. From here, you're going to line your fingertips up with the tops of your shoulders. Rest your forehead on the floor. If it's comfortable, zip your legs together. If you have any lower back issues or crankiness today, widen your feet towards the edges of your mat. So we'll start with a baby cobra. You're going to inhale, lift your chin and chest off the mat. See if you can lift your hands off the mat. So you want this motion and this muscular strength to come from your lower back rather than pushing into your arms. So if you can, try lifting your hands up. Just notice where you feel the engagement. Keep pressing the tops of your feet down into the mat. With your next exhale, gently release back down. So you're welcome to stick with just regular baby cobra through this next little movement sequence. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, baby cobra, lift your right foot up off the mat. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, baby cobra, left foot lifts. Exhale down. And then moving with your breath, inhale to lift. Right foot lifts, point the toe. Exhale down. Inhale, lift with the left. Exhale down. One more time each side. Now for a little extra challenge, if you'd like, try lifting both feet at the same time. And hold here for a moment. So those lower back muscles are really working right now. Try to keep your breath as calm as you can. And you'll work a little harder. Sometimes it gets a little fast, a little heavy. Pay attention to your breath. Next exhale, release back down. We're going to push back into a child's pose. So press your hands into the mat, lift your hips, bring your knees and toes together. Sit back onto your heels, walk your arms forward and rest your forehead down. I like to offer this variation after doing Cobra because it allows your lower back to round, which can feel really nice after all that work of lifting your legs and lifting your torso. So notice what happens when your arms are relaxed versus when they're active. So although this is a resting pose, see if you can keep your upper back and your shoulders engaged. Press your palms into the mat as if you're pressing the mat away from you. Playing with this sensation now can help you out when you get to your downward facing dogs again. Take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, use an inhale, come up to your tabletop. So just like in plank, your wrists are under your shoulders, middle fingers are forward, knees are under your hips, your spine is neutral, so make sure your belly's not drooping down, you're not rounding up. And from here, you're going to inhale, stretch your right leg straight back behind you. Toes are down, press through your heel. Again, make sure you're not drooping your belly, keep that core engaged. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can find some more movement with your breath. Using an exhale, draw your knee up towards your nose, allow your back to round. Inhale, extend your leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch it back. And exhale, come back to tabletop. Just shake your hips out from side to side. Maybe a little cow-cat if that feels good. Maybe come back to that child's pose again. But when you're ready, we're going to go into the other side. Setting up firmly in tabletop, nice strong foundation. Using an inhale, stretch your left leg back. Press through your heel, toes down, navel towards your spine. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders. Try to find some space between those shoulder blades. Option to stay right where you are, or move with your breath. Exhaling, knee into your nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. And inhale to extend. And 2 more times. One more inhale to extend back out. And exhale, release down. Shake it out, shimmy it out. Child's pose it out, whatever feels good to you here. And when you're ready, meet me in downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward about 6 inches, tuck your toes, lift your hips up high, push them back. Remember, you can always bend your knees as much as you'd like. It's more important to work on lengthening through your spine, not rounding into it. So if your legs are straight but you're rounding your back, don't do that. Bend those knees, become super long in your spine, really press to those hands. And then maybe eventually your feet fall down towards the floor. Maybe not. Then inhale, look up towards your hands, walk your feet up. Exhale in your fold. Inhale, slowly rise up. And exhale, release, mountain pose. Excellent. So from here, we're going to step back with your right foot about 3.5 feet. You're going to bend into your left knee, hips and shoulders stay squared forward. You can rotate your back ankle. I like to go about 45 degrees. You may want a little more or a little less, whatever feels good to you. If you find that your hips really don't want to stay facing forward, they really want to keep turning to the side, create more distance between your feet, so a wider stance. And when you're ready, inhale, lift those arms up, warrior one. Relax your shoulders down your back. Turn your pinkies towards each other. Now you can have a shorter stance if that helps with your stability, if you have a deeper practice or more range of motion, looser muscles. Maybe you go for more distance between your feet, creating a longer stance. There's just so many options. Play around with them, find what works for you. Another inhale here. Exhale, release your hands down behind your back. We're going to take that interlaced fingers position that we did during the warm-up. Inhale, stretch your hands down towards the floor. Open your chest. Option to stay right where you are. Use an exhale, dipping your left shoulder inside your left knee, coming into humble warrior. And again, you can keep your hands by your lower back or stretch them away. When you come into this fold, you want to make sure you're not resting on your thigh. You're using your core muscles to help hold your torso in place. So you're not creating a shelf with your leg. You're dipping to the inside of your thigh. Two more breaths here. When you come to your third inhale, slowly lift your torso back up if you've taken your fold. Unlace your fingers, reach your arms back overhead, warrior one. Getting ready for warrior two, you're going to turn your hips and shoulders sideways. You may need to change your stance of your feet. You may want to put your feet more into heel to arch alignment. So if you were to draw them together, they make a T. Keep that bend into your left knee. Shoulders stay above your hips, so no surfing. Open your arms out wide, shoulders are relaxed. Gaze over those left fingertips. Two more breaths here. With your third inhale, flip your left palm towards the ceiling, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, swoop your left arm up towards the ceiling. Let your right hand rest gently on your leg. Don't push into it. It's not a brace, it's a guide. Relax your shoulders down your back for peaceful warrior. Be mindful of that front knee. Sometimes it tries to straighten out as you reach up. Stay low in your stance. Take another big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, return to warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. This could be a fun one. Inhale, step up to chair. So walking your right foot up to meet your left. Knees are bent, but not so much that you can't see your toes. When you come into your chair, it's kind of like a squat where you're sitting down and back. You're not pushing your knees forward, you're not leaning your chest forward. So maybe you have more of a stool today, you're in a tall chair, that's fine. You can always bring your hands to your heart, so shoulders would like a little rest. Another inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Walk your feet so they are shoulder distance apart. Grab onto opposite elbows. Bend those knees so your belly rests on your thighs. And hang out in ragdoll for a few moments. When you're ready, go ahead and release your arms. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Exhale, roll your shoulders back. Coming back to mountain pose. I don't like to turn my back to the camera, so I'm going to face the other direction. We're going to work on the other side. So you can stay right where you are. So we're going to start by stepping back with the left foot this time, about 3.5 feet. Bending into your right knee, turning your left ankle to where it feels comfortable. 3.5 feet is just your starting point. Find what feels good to you. Hips and shoulders stay forward. Inhale your arms overhead. Take another inhale here. Exhale, sweep your hands behind your back and releasing your fingers. Try doing that goofy cross again, the way you don't naturally go to. Inhale, reach your hands down towards the floor. Open your chest. Option to stay upright or option to use your exhale, folding to the inside of your right thigh. If you come forward into the hinge, you can keep your hands by your low back or stretch them away for a little more sensation of stretch in your shoulders. One more breath here, in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhale, slowly find your way back upright. Release your hands. Stretch your arms overhead, warrior one. Coming into warrior two, you're going to rotate your hips and shoulders towards the side. You can adjust your feet as needed. That bend into your right knee, shoulders and hips lined up, arms wide, gaze over those right fingertips. Take another breath here. And when you come back to your inhale, flip your right palm towards the ceiling, shift your shoulders. Exhale, stretch that right arm upward. Left hand rests gently on your back leg. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Another breath in, and another breath out. Inhale, return to warrior two. Inhale to warrior one. Inhale back to that chair. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hinge forward. Any variation of a forward fold you'd like to take here, go ahead and offer that to yourself. Two more breaths. Make them count, make them long, make them smooth and gentle. You come to that third breath, we're going to inhale, halfway lift, just like we did in the beginning. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale, shoulders back, mountain pose. So there's one more warrior pose we haven't talked about yet, and that's warrior 3. I like to offer having your blocks close by. If you like to practice with them, if you don't know whether or not you like to use them, grab them anyways. So you want to make sure you're on a nice flat, hard surface. If you have a really cushy mat, or if you're on a carpet, the extra padding may feel good on your knees while you're doing knee stuff, but it can throw off your balance. So if you're on a super cushy mat, you can always step off. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, palms together at your heart. Start to shift your weight into your right foot and pick your left foot up off the mat. Just get that sensation of balancing on one foot. Good, so maybe this is as far as your balance wants to go today. That's totally cool, that's fine. That's what you can practice. If you'd like to try out warrior 3, use an exhale. You're going to hinge forward from your hips, not your waist. And you're going to try to bring your chest parallel with the floor while you extend your left leg straight back behind you. This is where those blocks may come in handy. Put your hands down, use them for support, get the shape of the pose. Really press through your back heel, reach through the crown of your head, just like when we're on our hands and knees. If you're using your blocks, maybe you practice taking one hand off, the other hand off, maybe both hands off. And if you're not using your blocks, maybe you practice different hand positions, reaching your hands back into airplane arms, arms forward. Anything that you would like to practice right now, and remember those blocks are your friends. Stick with them if that's what you want. Take another inhale here, another exhale here. Without dropping your foot onto the mat, inhale, try to come back upright, bring your knee forward, and then put it down with control. Woo! Go ahead and shake it out. Give your ankles some swirl, especially with that standing leg. We got one more side to go. So same options are all available to you on this side. The same may feel, look, or act different than the first. Honor that. You don't have to do the same thing in both directions. So shifting your balance into your left foot. Pick your right foot up off the mat. Notice how it feels to stand just on your left foot. If and when you're ready, use an exhale, hinging forward, gently kicking that right foot back. Coming into your warrior 3. Choosing any arm variation that you would like to use right now. Take 2 more breaths here, wherever you are, whatever you're practicing. And then when you're ready, or using that third inhale, try not to drop your right foot as you come back up. And then release with control. Woo! Stretch it out, kick it out. Set those blocks off to the side. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Plant your palms down, step back to your downward facing dog. 3 nice long breaths here. Remember, you can lift your heels, bend your knees, whatever you need to make this more comfortable, and really focus on elongating your spine. And when you're ready, shift forward to plank and lower your knees down. We're going to come to a seat and stretch your legs out long. From here, you're going to bend into your right knee. Step your right foot on the outside of your left leg. You want your heel and your knee to be lined up to start with. Option to keep this left leg long, or you can tuck it in next to your right hip. You want to make sure both sit bones are on the ground. So if you tuck it in and you're kind of teetering to the side, stretch that left leg back out. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, turn to the right. You're going to use this left arm to hug your thigh. Maybe you want to hook your elbow with a mudra. That's cool too. If you have a deeper practice and more openness in your hips, maybe you start to slide this right hip foot back towards your left hip. So coming in a little tighter. Your back hand is going to be resting on the floor. You're going to keep this nice long spine. If you feel like you're leaning or hunching so that you can reach the floor, use a block. It's okay if your arm's not straight. Your spine should be straight. Another big breath in. Exhale, gently untwist. So coming back straight forward with the spine, you're going to untuck that left leg if you had tucked it in. And you're going to stretch that right leg out. Shake it out. And from here, you're going to pull your left leg in, followed by your right. You can come into Sukhasana, easy pose, or I invite you to try fire log, where you stack your right shin above your left. So again, sits bones on the floor. If you try the fire log and your top knee is sticking up, put a block in there. Or you can use a blanket if you need something a little lower than a block. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, start to lean forward. Allow your back to round, but don't crunch. So a gentle rounding of your back. Make sure those sits bones stay on the floor. Folding over your lap. You may feel more sensation in the outside of that right hip this time. And then using an inhale, walk your hands back towards your body, lift your torso upright, and extend both legs out, shake it out again. And we'll go to the other side, coming into that half Lord of the Fishes first, bending into your left knee, step your foot over your right leg, line up your heel and your ankle, heel and your knee. Keep that right leg long or tuck it in. Ground through those sits bones. Inhale to sit tall. And exhale to turn to the left. One more breath here. And use your inhale to gently untwist. Extend that right leg out, extend that left leg out, shake it out. And coming into your crisscross in the other direction. So this time we're going to bring the right foot in first, followed by the left, so easy pose, Sukhasana. Or a little fire log. Trying to sit up nice and tall, ground through your sits bones, put your prop underneath if you need it. Inhale, and exhale, lean over your lap. Gentle rounding through your back. Feeling that nice sensation of stretch through your outer hip. Using an inhale, walk your hands back towards your body, come upright. And stretch your legs out, shake it out. If you're facing the camera, that's fine, but I do like to recommend making sure you're going to be on a mat or something padded to help protect your knees for these next two moves. The first one you'll probably be fine, second one you might want a little extra padding. So coming to staff pose, legs are long, toes are flexed. You're going to bend your left knee, bring the sole of your foot into your right thigh. Square up towards your right foot. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Go as far as you can, using your core, keeping your spine long. Try not to dip your head or drop your arms. Find that edge, just notice where it is. Breathe there for a moment or two. And then use an exhale, release your hands down. Gentle rounding of your back. Again, no crunching. So if you like to use a belt here, you can wrap that belt around your foot. You can rest your hands on your mat, your leg, ankle, foot, whatever feels good to you. You're going to make sure you have a gentle bend in your knee. You don't want to lock your knee out, so bend it more generously if you need to. You can always tuck a blanket underneath if you have a tendency to lock it out. With your next inhale, walk your hands back up, lifting your torso upright. And this is where I wanted to recommend having something for your knee. So, something under your left knee for support. You're going to bring your left hand behind your hip, fingertips pointing away. With an inhale, stretch your right arm overhead, lift your hips up, stretch that right leg long, coming into rock star. And with your next exhale, slowly, gently, with control, lower those hips back down and stretch your left leg out. We're going to go right into the other side. So keeping the left leg long this time, bend into your right knee. Bring the sole of your foot into your thigh, square up towards that left leg. Inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, see how far you can bend with that long spine. Notice where that is, breathe there for a moment or two, and then exhale, go ahead and melt forward, bringing your hands wherever they're comfortable. When you're ready, use an inhale, walk your hands towards your body, lift your torso upright. This time your right hand comes behind your hip, fingertips pointing away. Inhale, left arm up, hips up, stretch through the left side body. And exhale slowly, gently with control, release back down. Good job. Stretch those legs out. Scoot forward on your mat so you have room to go back. Have a block handy if you have one. I'm going to come into a bridge pose. I'm going to offer supported version, but if you like to go unsupported, maybe you want to play with a wheel, anything else, feel free. So you're going to line your heels up in front of your sits bones. You want the feet firmly on the floor. Shoulders nuzzle in together. So your chest is nice and open here. Inhale, lift your hips up off the floor. Slide your block under your sacrum. Exhale, gently lower your hips down. Good. So you can stay here in your supported bridge this way. You can play with different heights of your block till you find a nice amount of sensation for you. You can keep your knees bent, or maybe you start to walk your feet away from your body. Try to keep your upper body relaxed here. Notice if your shoulders start to work up towards your ears, your chest starts to tense. So little to no effort in your supported variation. If you're in a regular bridge, if you're in wheel, keep it strong. Take a couple more breaths wherever you are, whatever you are practicing. And slowly starting to come out of the bridge pose. If your legs are extended, bring your feet back in. Lift your hips up, scoot that block out of the way. Lower your hips down. Hug your thighs in towards your belly. Gently rest your hands on your knees and start to draw circles. Either clockwise, counterclockwise, doesn't matter. We're going to go both ways. This is a nice release for the lower back. A little massage for your lower back. And change directions. And then coming back to center, you're going to bring your arms on the insides of your knees and reach for your feet. You can grab the outside edges of your feet. You can bring your peace fingers around your big toes. You can hold onto your ankles. If none of that's accessible, if you're not feeling it today, that's all right. Bring your hands to the outsides of your legs and hold onto your thighs. And from here, turn the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Drop your knees down by your ribs. Happy baby. So it doesn't matter if you're holding onto your feet, your thighs, if your knees are down low or up high. Again, find what works for you. Try to keep your tailbone down towards the floor. If you find that your lower back is lifting up off the mat, you may be trying a little too hard. So maybe hold lower on your leg and see if you can relax that lower back down. Two more breaths here. When you come to your third breath, or as you're ready, bring your thighs together, knees together, feet together, hug your knees, reach your nose up towards your knees, squeeze into a little yogi ball. Then inhale, stretch everything long, point your toes, reach your fingers. And with an exhale, release. Coming into Shavasana, corpse pose, your final relaxation. Traditional variation is to allow your feet to fall away from each other. Rest your arms beside your body with a little bit of space so they're not uptight. Nuzzle your shoulder blades closer together. Keep your chest open. Chin is parallel with your forehead or slightly lower. Eyes are closed. And you're breathing naturally. Take one last scan of your body here. Relax those toes, feet, and ankles. Relax your calves, shins, knees, thighs. Relax your hips, your buttocks, your abdomen and your chest. Relax your low back, middle back, your upper back and your shoulder girdle. Relax the tops of your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, wrists. Relax your hands and your fingers. Relax your neck and relax your head. Notice if you're scrunching your eyebrows, clenching your jaw, squeezing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Allow your face to relax. If there's any part of your physical body not totally relaxed right now, inhale to send your awareness, your energy, your prana there. Exhale. Encourage it to relax and let go. You can do this as many times as you'd like. And check in with your state of mind. Notice any thoughts or feelings bubbling around in your head. Anything that doesn't serve you. If you notice anything you don't need to take with you today, inhale, just acknowledge that it's there, and exhale. Encourage it to move on and let go. You can do this as many times as you'd like. Eventually, allow yourself to lie here still and relaxed, in body and mind, for a few more moments. You can pause the video here, take as much time as you'd like. Whenever you're ready, start to bend your knees, hug your thighs towards your belly. Try to keep your eyes closed here. Roll over onto your side, come to the fetal position for a moment. And then gently press yourself upright. Come to a comfortable seat. Full Shavasana here. Sitting with a tall spine, inhale, stretch your arms overhead, and exhale, bring your palms together through your third eye, past your lips and down to your heart. Inhale, lift the corners of your mouth and smile. Thank yourselves for coming out, spending a little time on your mat, spending a little extra energy and love on you. Namaste.